How's it going, everybody? This is your astrology horoscope for Friday, January 26, 2024. I'm astrologer Alex Skyles, and welcome to the moon base. We're coming down off this full moon in Leo, and the moon is still in Leo. Uranus is going direct today. Mercury and Mars are starting their conjunction. They're off the square to Chiron, but then getting ready to square the nodes. So we're moving into some super intense territory here, especially with Uranus going direct. And right before Uranus is going direct, the moon in Leo, still in Leo, getting ready to square Uranus right before it goes direct. So there is this kind of like unsettling energy. It's a little frantic. Things can get a little hot and a little testy. And if things get a little chaotic, it'll settle down really fast. You know, it's like a tornado or an earthquake. It's like they don't last very long. Uranus rules extreme crazy weather, tornadoes and earthquakes. And I saw all over my freaking social media that in the Midwest and in the South, there's been some crazy tornadoes. We've seen through this Uranus coming station that there was a volcano that went off in Iceland. Wouldn't be surprised if we had some fucking earthquake here in Los Angeles or in California. I think we've had some the past week or two off the coast. Not here on the land, but, you know, like we can see things kind of get really crazy really fast, you know, but settle very quickly here, you know. And where our minds and where our action is taking place is very much like in this direction of like, we got to get shit done. There's this urgency and this electricity that's coming through us. Like we feel the new energy coming on, and Pluto really starting to be activated here with Uranus coming direct. That like, oh fuck, like we've been asleep for a while, you know. And this full moon was really awesome. I don't know how y'all's full moon went, but like it was really a wonderful liberating time. And that's what Aquarius and Uranus is all about, is feeling liberated and wanting to liberate and break free from, you know, where you've been stuck. And I definitely felt that in my own life, you know, and it was definitely exciting. Yesterday was a very exciting day. Very potent, creative energy, you know, and the situations and people I was around yesterday, we were able to really tap into some amazing energy, and it was super exciting. And, you know, new experiences, new people, new relationships, new everything seems to just be coming in, you know. And today is a day with the moon still in Leo coming down off this full moon. We can feel like, oh shit, it's not your typical post full moon come down, right? It's like usually after the moon is full, it's like coming down off a high, right? You smoke some weed. I don't smoke weed, but like you smoke some weed or whatever, and then it lasts for a certain amount of time, and then you come down from that, you know, or whatever kind of mind-altering thing. Coffee. I drink a lot of coffee, so it's like you drink the coffee, you get stimulated. That's very Uranus. Getting stimulated very fast. You know, you're up, kicking ass, and then you start feeling that come down. It's like, and you need some more. This is very like that. Very much this post full moon come down, but it's not really your typical full moon come down, because as soon as the moon gets to its square with Uranus, this is right before, just, you know, hours before Uranus comes direct is when this moon is squaring Uranus. So there is this like supercharged, like, whoa, like we have to kick it into gear here, you know, but it's very much this, you know, kind of chaos before things seem to really lock into place, you know. It's kind of like Tetris, you know, like you're trying to move all the pieces like super fast, or if you do a puzzle, you know, you lay out all the pieces and you're shuffling the pieces and just trying to put them in order and, you know, see where things are at. And it's like, it's kind of the chaos before things start locking into place, you know. And if there's some tension that comes up, you know, in relationships or in communication, it won't last long, you know. You get hot at somebody, or you're driving down the street and you get cut off and you get into it, you know, on some road rage shit. Like, it's just temporary. This is a temporary thing, because once Uranus comes direct, we're going to be able to focus that. When the moon is squaring Uranus, it's hard to focus. It's hard to focus that energy. It's that very ADD kind of energy. It's just all over the place, not knowing how to contain your energy. Top that off with Uranus, like really anticipating coming direct here. We've been anticipating this for over a week or 2 weeks now. Pluto and the sun in Aquarius is just like, we are so ready for all planets to come direct. So this is the moment where we got to harness every aspect of ourselves and every aspect of our light and every aspect of the people we're connected with, and utilize all of our resources here and connections and relationships to really create the best future here. And this is the moment. Mercury's going to come retrograde in April. It's a retrograde in Aries. The retrogrades in 2024 are happening all in fire signs this year. So aside from that, we really have 5 or 6 months when all major planets are going to be direct here, really until June. Then things are going to start slowing down. So once Uranus kicks on, by the end of today, going into tomorrow, Mercury and Mars are going to conjunct exactly as Uranus is coming direct. So it's like there's so much coming in, And to me, like I always associate, there is a relationship between Mercury and Uranus. It's like Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. It's very mental. Uranus is also very mental. It's electric. It's the neural pathways. It's the electricity within ourselves that really creates the current that information flows through, whether it's in our brains or in our technology. And Mercury is the messenger of information, and information travels through sound waves, which is the current. So there is this relationship between Mercury and Uranus. So there's so many powerful messages coming through in our minds, and how our actions are really in sync here and really powerful. It's like if we're really focusing on our goals here as we're coming into the weekend, and really trying to focus the energy, because that's what we really got to do here with, Uranus coming direct and the moon squaring right before that. It's like, we know there's a lot of anticipation, and we're kind of feeling all over the place and anxious and not really sure where to direct our energy. It's like, we have to be ready for that and know that once we're coming into the weekend, like we're getting this opportunity to really focus and streamline our mental and physical energy. Because Mercury and Mars are going to be making a conjunction as Uranus is coming direct. So this is really powerful. And they're not going to conjunct at 16. They're going to conjunct at 17. So this is very, very mental and very physical all at the same time. And it's electric. There's a lot of anticipation. Things can get a little haywire at first on Friday, going before we get into the weekend, because once Saturday, Sunday, and Monday roll around, it's like we're going to feel a little bit more able to focus, because Uranus, can make things unstable, and it likes to make things unstable to see what kind of reaction it gets. Today's the day where it's like, if you feel like you need to poke and prod to see what kind of reaction you get, like, don't be afraid to do so. But know that, like, people are kind of on edge today, for sure. And definitely be careful. Driving, I wouldn't be surprised today. We see some wild kind of, weather, earthquakes, over the weekend. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I'm already starting to see that. Every time I get on my social media, I'm seeing some pretty wild shit. So, especially with Mercury and Mars conjuncting in Capricorn, right off the square to Chiron, it's like you want to be extra alert and be extra careful, because things are going to start moving very quickly, and we haven't really felt this yet. We haven't felt this energy with Pluto and the sun in Aquarius, with Uranus coming direct, Mercury, Mars conjunct. This is very unique, and this is amazing. Like, this is an amazing chart. Like, this is what we're stepping into is really phenomenal, especially by the weekend. We'll get more into Venus trining Jupiter and sextiling Saturn and all that. There's so much great stuff coming in here. you know, as long as we're being focused and trying to focus as much as we can and staying true to our path and our spiritual quest. You know, Mars in Capricorn, it is the quest. It's the journey. It's like an RPG. It's the role-playing game. It's the character you play in the game. And you got to play it the best, you know. Like you don't just play the game to just kind of be in the game like an NPC. Like we're all our own main characters in our own game. You know, we want to fucking fully embrace that. With Mercury and Mars making a conjunction, and it's just the lights are coming on. So we're so ready. And definitely once we get into the weekend, like we're going to start seeing some really positive manifestations start to show up with Venus trining Jupiter and all that. Like, it's really exciting. This is very exciting times. And definitely the full moon. Like, I had some exciting experiences. Very exciting. Creatively. The moon in Leo, you know, the moon's still going to be in Leo today. So that's not over. Keep riding that wave. Keep riding that current. Keep speaking your voice, even when it's kind of against the grain. That's kind of what Pluto and Aquarius, every time there's Leo planets that come in opposing Pluto, there's always this conflict of like, here's the group and here's kind of the outcast, right? Leo's becoming the outcast right now. And it's kind of cool. You know, it's kind of punk rock in a way of like, fuck, like that's kind of what happened in the Revolutionary War. It's like they just kind of up and left Britain and came over here. We're like, we're just going to start our own shit, you know, and start our own group, start our own band and not do it like anybody's ever done it before. You know, there's never been like an America or a constitution like that, you know, ever in history. So it's pretty punk rock if you really break it down. So that's kind of what Pluto and Aquarius opposing all the Leo transits that we're going to have, especially like in December when Mars retrogrades in Leo, you know, and when Pluto comes back into Aquarius, Mars is still going to be retrograde in Leo. So that's going to be super interesting. It's going to be very, very much a rebellious time. Very much so. So it's okay to rebel and do your own thing and ride your own wave and be your own main character. You know, you don't want to be a fucking NPC right now. So, own your fucking shit. So, I didn't pull a card, so I usually do before we start, but I'll just fucking pull a random. This is such a strange card. Because in this deck, I have this Thoth. This is so funny, dude. This is so Uranus, like coming direct. Sorry, I dropped it. Let me grab it. I have the Thoth deck, right? I'm really excited that I pulled this. I don't even know. It's like this you know, it's a tarot deck. It's the Thoth deck. You know, it's your typical, you know, here's Three of Swords. I mean, I don't even know. This card was just randomly thrown in this deck. This was the Aleister Crowley deck. So this is very Uranus. This is very Aquarius. This is very Pluto, Sun, Aquarius. This is a wild card. You don't know what you're going to get. This is so funny. I'm really laughing inside right now. This is perfect. This is perfect for what this is. Moon square Uranus. Uranus coming direct. Sun, Pluto, and Aquarius. Like, we don't know what we're going to get. We can't really anticipate what it's going to be. Don't even bother trying to guess what it's going to be, because the moment you think you got it and you think you know, Uranus is going to throw a whole nother fucking, you know, side to the story at you in a whole nother quest and journey that you weren't expecting. And it's fun and it's exciting. This is really cool. I've never pulled this doing a horoscope. And I know that I've always known this card. Every time like I'll like mess with these cards, I'll pull this card and I'll be like, what the hell is this? Like, I don't really know, you know? It's just a pure wild card. So This Friday, this weekend with Uranus coming direct, it's a wild card. We don't know what to expect. And some wild stuff's going to come out. There's going to be a lot of positive, amazing things coming into our lives. And a lot of crazy, weird stuff popping up. For sure. You know, who knows? That got me really excited. Because it's too perfect. That was too perfect for what this energy is and what it's feeling like, you know. Definitely before Pluto came into Aquarius, like I was feeling this anticipation and this kind of, you know, already knowing and remembering what it felt like last year when it was totally new and unexpected. You know, there's no planets out of bounds now, so we can really focus it even more. And Mercury and Mars is definitely allowing us to give us this streamlined focus here. But, you know, the moment you think you got it, it's like, wow, there's something new and weird that comes in and it adds a whole nother layer and dynamic element to the story. And we want to embrace all of that and, you know, not be afraid to embrace the strange, weird, unknown shit that Uranus and Aquarius really, force you into, you know. It's like, it is like before Uranus was discovered, Saturn both was co-ruled Aquarius and Capricorn. So traditionally, before Uranus was discovered, it was like there is this kind of element of Uranus like always forcing you. It's very Saturn too, of like, well, like you don't have a choice now. Like, here you go. That's very Saturn. It's being kind of forced into a situation, but the relationship between Aquarius and Uranus is, or Aquarius and Saturn is that like, it's not just about like the Capricorn tests and testing the limits and testing the boundaries. It's more of like, here you go. Like, this is totally an unexpected thing. And now you don't have a choice and you can't go back. And it's not what you thought it was, but have fun with it and good luck. You know, it's exciting. We haven't had that energy in a long time. I mean, we saw that in the early 60s with Saturn in Aquarius. We saw that in 1990 and 91 with Saturn in Aquarius. We saw that kind of energy when Nirvana came along and just totally destroyed the 80s and all these dudes wearing makeup and shit. I'm not a massive fan of 80s hair metal, but Nirvana just came along and just said, screw that. And that was very Saturn in Aquarius. And same with the Beatles in the early 60s. You know, it was like the 50s and leading up. Everything was very like cookie cutter and pretty and, you know, not risque at all. Like they wouldn't even show Elvis above his hips. You know, when the Beatles came along, like they basically took all that kind of music, you know, the blues, but totally flipped it on its head and radicalized it. And to me, like John Lennon was one of the first punk rock dudes I could think of, you know, and that really inspired what that kind of edginess that Aquarius likes to ride on. Yeah, I mean, this is very exciting. So enjoy your Friday. Going into the weekend, shit's going to get real exciting and really weird at the same time. So peace out and have a good Friday. Oh, by the way, my Pluto and Aquarius reading sale is happening still until February 19th. So click the link in the description of this video and book a reading. I have 2 slots left now. So go to my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, I'm there a lot too. So yeah, all the platforms of everywhere I exist on the interweb is in the description of the video. So have a good Friday. It's a fucking wild card. Peace out.